Look with me, if you will, to look at the 26th chapter of Genesis. Twenty-sixth chapter of the book of Genesis, verse 1. It says this, that, and there was a famine in the land besides the first famine that was in the days of Abraham. And Isaac went unto Abimelech, king of the Philistines, unto Gerar. And the Lord appeared unto him and said, Go not down into Egypt, dwell in the land which I shall tell thee of. Sojourn in this land, and I will be with thee, and will bless thee, for unto thee and unto thy seed I will give all of these countries, and I will perform the oath which I swore unto Abraham thy father, and I will make thy seed to multiply as the stars of heaven, and will give unto thy seed all these countries, and in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because that Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge, my covenant, or my commandments, my statutes, and my law. If you skip down to verse 12, just want to read this, won't get to it, but to kind of build the basis for what we want to talk about today. Verse 12 said, Then Isaac sowed in, say, that land, and received in the same year 100-fold, and the Lord blessed him. Now, verse 1 says there was a famine in the land. Verse 12 says, Then Isaac sowed in that land and received in the same year 100-fold, and the Lord blessed him. Amen. I want to talk about how to prosper in a recession. Amen. How to prosper in a recession, part 1. Let me say it that way. Amen. Now, on Wednesday night, we shared with you from a message that we entitled, How to Recession-Proof Your Faith. And it was in that message, as we walked around a familiar passage in 1 Thessalonians 5, a text that we have used as the springboard and the launching pad for our series of messages and soon activities dealing with ministry to and through the whole man. We used a familiar verse, 3 verses there, that I believe are a good base, a good means to help one to recession-proof your faith. I suggested that what we are up against as a country, and even more so as a world, based on how interconnected we are. There's much going on in the land that would cause one to lose heart. And that is not feelings that simply are the feelings of unbelievers, but they are also the feelings of believers as well. That the times, this present era, this present climate, with the recession, with, and they can say whatever they want to call it, it seems like Washington is still not ready to say the R word. Have I got a witness? But everybody knows we're in a recession. When it is said that recession occurs when you have 2 consecutive months of a downturn in the gross domestic product. We've had far more than that. Have I got a witness? We are either in a severe recession or a mild depression. Have I got a witness? And so it's enough to try the faith of even the best saints. Do I have a witness? This market, job-wise, I mean, some of you, I mentioned Wednesday that this market is unsettling. This job situation is so unsettling. And what may be happening on one side of the country, don't think that it's not coming your way. All of this stuff has a domino effect. Do I have a witness? But I suggested to us that even with times being like they are, there's a way to recession-proof your faith where you don't lose heart even in the worst of times. And it was just simply a word that said, Paul, as he writes to the saints at Thessalonica, he says, rejoice evermore. That's one way to recession-proof your faith, by learning to be joyful. And that word rejoice, the verb there, is a present tense verb, which suggested to us that this has to be the continual habit of every child of God. Now, if that's what the passage calls for, a continual act of redoing my joy, even when the devil's trying to steal it, it would behoove the child of God to do exactly what God says. Do I have a witness? You know, we cannot afford